Hello! The TED Talk I chose is called Attachment Theory is a Science of Love by Ann Power. I found it on YouTube under the TEDx Talks and it was made on November 11, 2023. These are my notes and I will begin. Have you ever noticed that in relationships, there's one person that tends to chase closeness while the other person pulls away? Or maybe you've wanted constant reassurance or shut down when things get a little too close. That's actually not a coincidence. It's not random, it's attachment. I chose this TED Talk because attachment theory has helped me understand not only romantic relationships, but also friendships and how I respond to conflict. Most of us have either been the anxious pursuer or the avoidant attacher, or we've dated one of them. And understanding your attachment can actually help you to have healthier relationships. Today, I'm going to discuss what attachment theory is and how it may help you in adult relationships. In the TED Talk, Anna explains that attachment theory is actually not psychology, but it's actually wired in us biologically as well from an evolutionary standpoint. She used a lot of examples, one of them being from John Bowlby, where it was an experiment done on monkeys. They took the monkeys away from their mother, put them in cages with monkeys with a wire mother and a cloth mother. The wire mother had food and the cloth mother didn't. They've noticed that in times of distress, the monkeys always gravitated towards the cloth mother because of the comfort that they felt from it. And they would only go to the wire mother with food when they were actually hungry. And so this shows us that we are wired for closeness and connection in times of distress, not just for your physical needs. And so that actually shapes how our attachment style is formed. So, why does this matter? Because attachment isn't actually just for children. The same is active for adults, which explains why when we separate or we have conflict, it can feel really, really intense. Anne explains the different types of attachment styles. She failed to mention all of them though, but she did mention the main ones, which are anxious, that is the person that seeks closeness, they want constant reassurance, and they actually fear rejection. Then there's avoidant, where this person wants a lot more emotional space, they struggle with being vulnerable, they actually fear rejection. And then there is secure attachment as well as disorganized, which is a mixture of anxious and avoidant. When an anxious and avoidant partner interact, it creates this weird type of push-pull dynamic where one person chases and the other person distances. And that is honestly a recipe for disaster. So I would not recommend that. Although it does feel very, very magnetic and spicy when you meet the opposite of yourself. When you are in a secure connection, your nervous system actually relaxes and it allows you to be vulnerable where you're put in a position where you can actually learn. Emotional safety ties into learning, which learning helps you to grow. And that's actually the foundation of a lasting relationship or lasting love. So, to bring it to an end, I wanted to share this TED Talk because it shows that the way we love actually isn't random. It's learned, and that it can also be unlearned and healed. We discuss what attachment theory is, where it comes from, how attachment shows up in adult relationships. If we understand our attachment styles, it can help us to create better relationships that allow us to be vulnerable, to be genuinely loved and cared for. And that it's not something that just randomly happens to us, but that we can learn and grow together. So, my question to you is, do you know what your attachment style is? And do you feel like understanding your attachment style will actually help you to have a better relationship? Let me know.